Varangian tribes. The Baltic Sea, since ancient times, was called Varangian in Russia. On its waters, inhabitants of three kingdoms dominated: Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. Under the general name of the Normans, northern people or Vikings made sea campaigns, inspiring fear over all Europe. In Germany they were called Askerman, in England Danes, in Byzantium Varegnan, in Russia they were called Varangians. The Scandinavian peninsula was the homeland of Varangians. The severe northern climate, infertile lands, crops, feathers were reflected in customs of these people. In lean years the babies, generally girls, were carried away in the woods and left there to die. The Varangians followed the law of patrimonial revenge, cutting out all men of a hostile tribe. The leader, the Conon, was at the head of a Varangian tribe. Lack of enough lands compelled young warriors to gather in teams and go on searches of glory and riches to faraway countries. Brave seafarers, the Varangians cared about the ship especially, perceiving it as their own house. One boat could carry about 150 warriors. The ship had low draught, but thus was very steady. It gave the chance to make any distant sea campaigns and enter mouths of the rivers. The snout of the boat was decorated with a wooden head of a dragon or a serpent. Therefore they called their ship Drakar, that means a big dragon. Besides oars, the Drakar had a quadrangular sail that did the ship extremely easy in ship handling. If the slave was given an oar, he stopped being the slave. Special warriors stood out in the teams. The Vikings among the Sams called them Berserkers. It were the people obsessed with a fight. Never putting on an armor, obsessed with a fight, they usually tore off clothes from themselves, and without noticing wounds they destroyed the enemy with two swords at once. One such a warrior was equated to 20 usual ones. Since the attack on the English island Lindisfarne in 793 era of the Vikings, for long 3 centuries settled down in Europe. In each European monastery and church, the prayers were read, "My God, relieve us of fury of the Normans." At first, from time to time, the Vikings attacked the coastal cities. However, soon, having secured these ports and fortresses, the Varangians started massive campaigns in the depths of the territories of European states. In 9th centuries, they plundered Scotland, France, Andalusia, Italy. They settled down in Ireland and built the cities there. In 911 in France they founded the Duchy of Normandy. In 1066 the Vikings subdued England, and the Norman William the Conqueror proclaimed himself the King of England. Later, at the beginning of the 12th century in Italy, the natives of Normandy founded the Sicilian kingdom. The Varangians carried out not only invasion campaigns. Being professional warriors, they didn't refuse to serve in Byzantium, Rus, or even in Western Europe, and in groups of mercenaries they battled against their tribespeople. The separate page of history of Varangians was a peaceful colonization of new lands. Skillful seafarers, they in 874 occupied Iceland and in the 10th century discovered Greenland. There is no doubt, apparently, that they in 500 years prior to Columbus had discovered America and traded with its inhabitants. It happened in 986, when Eric Raeder's son, Leif the Happy, reached the land called Vinland. The Varangians were also engaged in trade. They opened a well-known way from the Varangians to Greeks on the rivers of ancient Russia. By the 11th century, the impact of the Varangians to Europe was beginning to weaken. Own kingdoms began to develop in Scandinavia. The Vikings who had won the lands of Normandy, England, Italy, Ireland, Rus, gradually began to adopt customs of the people with whom they lived side by side.